Welcome, Nerd Nation, to this latest edition of the Sports Nerd Show. We are a collection of sports nerds whose mission is to bring you as much sports talk as time allows over the next 60 minutes. Although we will strive to be highly informative and equally as entertaining over the next hour, we must warn you that there may be some cuss words along the way. But we don't give a damn because that is the way most humans in the real world tend to talk, and we, the sports nerds, are no exception. So without further ado, Nerd Nation, sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride as I present to you the founder and host of this crazy-ass show, Scott, the Sports Nerd Wright.
You are looking live at another episode of The Sports Nerds. I am your host, Scott, the Sports Nerd Wright, coming to you from Lakeland, Florida, and along with my co-host tonight, Mr. Producer Elliot Big E Lamba, Ken Koslow, John, Dave's not here, Olson, and of course, Professor Wayne Lynch. We also have Derek Laughlin with us, and eventually we're going to have probably Mr. Ron Gallo to go over the NHL at this point, since we're coming to the end of the NFL season. We have other sports to cover.
I got a question.
You got a question?
Mm-hmm.
What's the question?
Why is it that the first Sunday there's no NFL, everybody shows up to the show?
I know, right?
Seems counterproductive.
I'm just here.
We got a full cast and then some.
Right. There's nothing wrong with that.
Well, no, I'm
wrong with that, Elliot.
I'm sure we all got something to talk about, so it'll be an easy hour.
Oh God!
We're around the horn +2.
Around the horn +2. Nice.
We almost got Hollywood Squares.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Anyway, hang on one second.
Come on, man.
A whole second.
We're on the time.
There we go. All right. I just want to say that for the first time on this show, we are actually live on Instagram as well as the other platforms that we use.
Oh, okay.
So,
Things happening on a Zero Football Sunday.
yes, Zero Football Sunday, and we're finally on Instagram. Yes, it's all my fault. Yeah, that's all right.
Makes sense to me.
There was some
I
football.
feel
I mean,
so.
Yeah.
NFC covered spread.
If it wasn't for the nerds, irony wouldn't exist.
Correct. Yes, the NFC won the Pro Bowl games. Nobody cares. Get the fuck out of here.
Woo.
Anyway,
They covered the spreads.
they covered the spread. Okay.
I think I watched the skills challenge for a little bit the other night. And
I didn't watch anything.
Were you bored, Elliot? I mean, did you have nothing else to watch?
I was. So then I just went ahead and downloaded a couple of VR games and threw my goggles on and started.
I watched a lot of college basketball yesterday. I haven't watched much of that this year, and it was rivalry weekend, so there's a lot of good games.
Yeah, so how is Wisconsin doing in basketball this year, Derek?
They beat Northwestern, and I think they're 17th in the country. So I mean, they got a decent team this year. I don't think they'll win the title.
And I want to send my condolences to Mr. Wayne for North Carolina kicking well, not condolences, but congratulations for North Carolina kicking the ass out of Duke yesterday.
You got that backwards, bro.
Oh, Duke beat. That's right. Duke beat North Carolina. I'm sorry. Duke beat the crap out of North Carolina. So let me send my condolences to Wayne.
As a matter of fact, if you go look at the logo now, the little black spot on the heel is missing. They knocked the tar out of the Tar Heel.
Well, congratulations to what's his face? I mean, Arkansas went into Kentucky and beat Kentucky. So.
Yep. And I watched the Gonzaga St. Mary's game last night, and that game was close until the very end. That was a fantastic game.
Yep.
I watched UConn and Marquette last night, and UConn can't stop the baseline for anything. So they better.
This is your two-time defending national champions, and they're sucking this year.
I know. I mean, Marquette was getting way too many easy layups last night.
Just
see Illinois beat Ohio State, though.
Well, but Ohio State's basketball program is not like the Ohio State football program. I'm just saying.
Well, as a side note, to jump in to let you know about the Carolina and that other team game yesterday, the first time in 5 years I have not watched the game, simply for the fact that I knew Carolina was going to get their ass kicked. So my wife and I, we went to the winery and did some wine tasting.
There you go, Wayne. That's the best part. You gotta love California.
Yeah, Cooper Flagg is the real deal. I haven't seen him play yet this year, and wow, that guy's gonna be good on the next level. He's fantastic to watch.
Can we address the big, gigantic, freaking albatross in the room?
That would be Luka Doncic being sent to the Los Angeles Lakers for AD.
Anthony Davis.
A bunch
of other players going to Utah and draft picks and all that kind of stuff. But the two pieces there was Luka and AD.
I tell you what, I woke up this morning and I thought the guy from ESPN had been hacked.
Well, you know what? Don't feel alone because Luka, LeBron, and AD had no idea this trade was going on.
Nobody did.
It was starting to make the rounds around the news while I think it was Portland and Phoenix were playing, and some fan told Booker that Luka had gotten traded. He thought it was Garza from Minnesota Timberwolves. That Luka was getting traded from Dallas.
Yeah, a lot of the ESPN employees and pundits I listened to today all reached out to the new guy at ESPN for the NBA and said, "Everything good? You got okay? Did you get hacked or what the hell's going on?" No, I swear it's for real. It's for real.
I mean the ESPN bots, like Ken this morning. He's like, "It's not April Fool's Day."
Right? Ken said, "Is it April Fool's?"
No, you're a little late, Ken, but it is Groundhog Day.
Really early.
Right, it's Groundhog Day. That's a good point, Elliot.
And the
Groundhog.
Lakers are doing some pretty familiar shit on Groundhog Day.
Brett's in the house. He's wondering, Brett, where did the pro bowling game suck come from? I don't understand what you're saying there, but anyway, go ahead.
Where? What?
Was he in our green room before we started? Because we were talking. I mean, Ken and I were talking about.
We don't do bowling on this show.
Yeah, we don't do bowling on this show anyway. But yeah, guys. I mean.
Has Adam Silver ruined the NBA?
Adam Silver, has he ruined the NBA?
Has Adam Silver ruined the NBA?
I mean, come on. He's talking about going down to 40-minute games. Are you fucking kidding me right now?
10-minute quarters.
40-minute games.
That's not the problem, Adam. That's not the problem.
Overtime to 2 minutes?
Can you imagine the loss of advertising revenue? I don't think the
first basket wins.
I talked to my brother about that, and he says that's what international ball plays. So he's trying to get.
They say that's what every place in the world plays,
except
for here in America.
Yeah, but you have contracts.
I don't see that ever happening.
Because if you think about it, college basketball is 2 20-minute halves, which would be 4 10-minute quarters.
Yeah.
Yep.
WNBA is 10-minute quarters. You know what I'm saying? So,
but you have contracts and TV deals that have been negotiated with 48 minutes. I don't think ABC is going to keep the NBA contract at the same payout that it is right now.
Well, look, it's going to NBC. But it's going to NBC next year.
Hey, you know what? How many advertising dollars they would lose by cutting the games down? 8 minutes each team. What is it? Every night, every single team for the entire season. How many dollars do you think are tied up in that happening?
Jesus Christ!
Let me put it this way: it starts with a B. I know that.
At least
billions.
It could flow towards the T if you let it.
Yeah, it's 17% of the game. So take the TV contract and reduce it by 17%, and that gives you your answer. It's
that's not happening.
On the table.
That's not happening. Adam Silver. I mean, what should we call it?
I got a crazy concept.
Go ahead.
Fix the league. It's don't take rest days off.
You mean load management?
Make it in the contract that the players actually have to play. Yeah. Get rid of this load management. get rid of these prima donna stars. That, you know what's so crazy, when I heard this Luka for AD yesterday, I was just like, trades. You know why trades are very rare in the NBA? Because these guys have so much power. They dictate where they go, who they sign with for how long, and then they always have they can go wherever they want.
My bad, John, but
players
but apparently in this case that wasn't the case, because nobody knew where they were going. Nobody knew they were leaving.
That right. So when I heard that, the first thing is well, if someone's pissed off about this, they're not going to be on that team next year. They'll force their way out. Like, I'm not saying Luka's that kind of guy or AD's that kind of guy. I'm just saying the way that the NBA is built now, it's like, I don't like this situation. I'm demanding that.
Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler is a prime example of that. Exactly.
One at a time. Who won the trade between the Lakers and the Mavericks?
I want to say that Dallas did, because they actually, the trade was made, and I think Dallas did it so they can win now, and LA did it because they're trying to build for the future. They're no longer, as from what I've heard, they're no longer on LeBron's timeline. Now they're on Luka's timeline. He's only 25, so they can build for the future, and that's what the Lakers are trying to do with this.
And what was the reason that the Mavericks used to trade him? Conditioning issues?
Yeah, I mean, supposedly he's ballooned in weight.
That's going to change?
270.
You
Yeah.
think that's going to change?
Do what?
I say, you think that's going to change just because he changes uniforms?
No, because I don't know that the conditioning is any better in LA than it is in Dallas.
Remember this. He's still got to pass a physical before he can join the Lakers.
Well, the trade's been finalized, Ken. It's been finalized.
It's been finalized already.
Okay.
It's been finalized.
If you guys can give me one moment, I would like to say something to the LA Lakers fans.
Wayne is gonna enjoy this for a long time.
Yes.
Here's the other thing with this trade. Tell me, Luka Doncic, has he not exhibited that he's a prima donna?
Yes.
Oh, he's exhibited that a few years ago.
Don't the Lakers have this dude that tends to act like he's a prima donna every single freaking day?
That would be LeBron James. Yes, you're correct.
How are those two egos supposed to fit on the same basketball court in the same uniform? Forget about the basketball.
One basketball at a time.
Well, we're gonna find out, Elliot, because it's happened. It's done. It's a done deal. So we're about to find out how it goes.
Luka injures a lot. He gets injured a lot, and that has a lot to do with his conditioning issues. Okay, he's lazy. He doesn't do anything to keep himself in shape. All right, and that's why he keeps getting these injuries. The calf injury that he got was because of that. Okay?
Yeah, AD stays injured too. I mean, how do you?
He gets injured. You're right. He gets injured. You're right. He gets injured. But guess what? Now he's got no one on the team that he has to deal with drama about.
True.
Okay. He's got Kyrie Irving running the point.
Right.
Okay. They got a great front court already. And when Lively comes back, it's only going to get even better. All right. So right now, I think what Dallas did is that not only do they want to win now, but they wanted to remove a cancer that was growing in.
Well, I mean, they got beat by more than 40 points by the Cavaliers today,
right.
So that doesn't show promise.
Don't you think the team is kind of a little off guard about the trade?
Yeah.
Psychologically, they might be a little messed up about it.
And it's
how big of a cancer is Luka?
Isn't Cleveland like a power?
Cleveland is the best NBA team in the league right now, John. They get the best record in the NBA.
Right. So getting beat by the best team is not like a.
And they didn't have a.
And I agree. Like, they were all caught off guard.
But remember this too. Cleveland might be the best team at the moment. All right. But they're not going to be placing the Wizards and all the rest of these teams in the playoffs. Okay.
Right.
And once you get into playoff series, I mean, you get 2 or 3 games in, the other team starts to figure you out some. It ain't the same as regular season basketball.
Well, no, I'm with you on that, Elliot. I mean, the playoffs are a totally different. They're a totally different monster. I'm just, right now, the Cavaliers are the best record in the NBA, and that's a fact. That's all
I
I'm
would,
gonna
I would, I would put your horn back in your pocket and toot it at a later date.
say.
I
out for
have a
Oklahoma
confession
City.
to make. I have a confession to make.
Uh-oh.
This is how I found out about the trade. I had to get up in the morning this morning early to take a piss. After I got back
Like
into
old
bed,
guys have to do every night. But go ahead, Ken.
yes,
At least twice.
at least twice, yes. I get back in bed and I notice I've got a message on my phone. I go, oh, what's going on this time hour? Get up, find out what the message is. It's from none other than Wayne the Professor Lynch. He's already read about the trade and everything. And I'm going, wait a minute, what? So I'm having to scramble and see what the hell's going on.
Wayne is texting you at what, 2 o'clock in the morning?
2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, yeah.
Didn't I say in the chat, Wayne is geared up? He's locked and loaded.
He
For the
was.
Laker
I mean,
fodder that he's
he
been
was-
provided with.
he was already laughing his ass off at the Laker fans. So I go,
Hey,
"Wait,
so
this
if they're no
is
longer
serious."
if they're no longer consulting LeBron James about trades, what's the chances he's gone at the end of the week?
Well, he's got a no trade clause, so they can't surprise him.
That's
They got to
right.
get his permission.
He says he ain't going anywhere.
I will say this: Dirt responded when I made that post last night.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
There
I
it is.
was
I did
watching
see
the
that.
I was watching the Gonzaga St. Mary's game. And Carlton, while I was
When
watching
you got
the game.
Wayne and Derek exchanging posts, I'm going, well, something's got to be going on. So gotta do some quick research.
Hey,
And,
and for Derek to branch out to the NBA, you know it's something huge. I'm just saying.
yeah,
So,
There's nothing
to do with
Adam
so
Shepard.
I don't like
hey,
the
so how's Luka gonna handle the Bronny situation?
Well, this is what the pundits at ESPN, Brian Windhorst and the guys, they're saying that Luka will now will be held accountable for his behavior and his injury proneness
yeah.
by LeBron. That's where it's gonna go.
Sure. Right.
Even from the guy that's
I'm just a messenger. Don't go at me. I'm just a messenger.
No, that's
from
fine.
the guy that
I just
in
I don't know
20
about you
years
guys,
he's
but
never flopped once.
No, he's the
LeBron
king of
James
flop.
said
You
that.
kidding me?
He said 20 years he's never flopped once.
Whatever.
Dude, I don't believe that guy is fuck. Man, I believe that Bronny James will become an NBA MVP before I believe anything. Okay. He can't even be MVP in the G League, okay?
Oh Jesus.
You know what LeBron's problem is? He wants to be as beloved as Kobe Bryant in LA, and they ain't gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen.
Not
It's
gonna
not gonna happen.
It's not
Never
gonna
gonna
happen anywhere.
Especially since Kobe's
Well,
no longer around.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to stay for some place for longer than 5 minutes in order to
That's
build that
right.
type of relationship with the fans. I mean, Kobe was there for 20 years
Yes.
as one of the faces of that franchise. I mean,
From start
LeBron's
to
played
finish.
for how many teams?
From start to finish, he wasn't a team hopper.
Right.
I mean, Kobe stayed with the Lakers his entire career. He never went anywhere.
True.
Same
Never.
with Michael Jordan. So LeBron, you're not going to be compared to the goats in the league because you flip from 3 different teams. Come on, give me a break.
Exactly. So,
Jordan didn't
No,
stay with
he went to the
and how
Wizards.
about I heard his
traded
name
the
thrown
Wizards.
about. I heard his name
Washington.
thrown about earlier. How about Jimmy Butler? What the hell's going on with that dude?
Well, that deal's probably
Years.
dead. I mean, Jimmy is going to be forced to stay in Miami because but he's been suspended indefinitely by the Heat at this point for his for behavior detrimental to the team, whatever that means. But that's too much drama, and Jimmy Butler is causing all the drama in that town, and he needs to shut the hell up and play basketball. I'm
I
just
think
saying.
he'll be gone by Thursday.
Hey Scott,
Yes.
Speaking of drama, can
Oh,
we
God.
transition?
Where are you going, John? Oh,
Just
God.
throwing it out there. If you guys wanted to go over the NFC and AFC championships last week, just saying, you know. If
Yeah,
anyone
because we had
wanted
a
to
show
talk
before
about it.
those games. We didn't really recap them, or did we recap them on Tuesday? I
We
don't
talked
know.
on Tuesday
We
about
did
them.
on
Yeah, but
Tuesday,
John
yeah.
wasn't here on Tuesday, so
No, John wasn't
Oh,
here
did you
Tuesday.
talk on
Neither was
Tuesday? Oh,
I.
I wasn't here. Sorry. Okay.
yeah, John
Okay,
wasn't
sorry.
here Tuesday, so his
Sorry.
his
My bad.
his 2 cents have not been brought into the conversation at this point. So,
Neither have
Mr.
I.
Olson, you have the floor. I want to hear your comments.
But go ahead.
John, come on. You can do it.
A billions of dollars organization, and the game is dictated by employees.
Yep. That would be the referee.
Please understand that the I hate the refs thing is a very low argument on the totem pole of excuses. Like, oh, the refs did it. That's like the lowest thing you can say. I guess I've sunk that low because, multiple times. I caught this during the Bills game. I don't know if anyone else did. Anyone else saw this? The spot for the ball on multiple times when the Bills would run the play or throw the play, it was all they always spotted it a yard behind at least of where it was. They got the third down was a first down. And then that fourth down, now, I know what Derek's going to say, because, Derek, I completely agree with you. The 4th and 1 tush push, when you're not even pushing the tush, is probably a bad idea.
It's
Just
6 times a bad idea.
Like, if you're gonna push the push,
Get your hands on that tush and push it, baby.
Here's where I had a problem. Here's
Push,
where I had a
push.
problem with that call. Is that you can see the referee at the top of the screen running in, and he's running along the lines of it's a first down.
Yes.
The referee, mind you, coming from the Kansas City
Yes.
bench,
Is
on
a
the
yard
other
short.
side. Is on the other side of the first down marker.
Yep, I'll be right back, guys.
Now, why is it that the referee coming to the play from the backside and can't see the ball overrules the guy on the other side who sees exactly where the ball is at? How do they do that? They're not even trying to hide it no more. It's out in plain sight
no, it's blatant.
because that was the first down.
They had everyone on the call,
Everybody free?
plus Gene Steratore, plus this week Dean Blandino saying his brother says that it's all rigged. I mean, what are we doing here? Well,
Dude,
put chips in the
I-
ball and call it a day.
Tom Brady was saying it. Tom Brady was talking about crazy shit.
Oh, well,
I
Like-
tend to be of the opinion, unless you have like a 72 Olympic situation where they let the same team take the ball out of 3 times until you get the result that you want. I tend to
Mhm.
not be someone that blames officials for losses. I think the Bills got the short end of a couple big calls in that game. I thought the block in the back that they missed twice on the punt return was crucial. I thought
that
they
was
had some bad
egregious.
spots.
That was
I mean,
egregious.
yeah.
Oh, and the worthy reception that hit the ground.
Yeah, the catch.
Mhm.
Mhm.
That most
So
definitely
I-
hits the ground.
Yeah, so I get why Bills fans are frustrated with it. I get why people that are not fans of the Chiefs are frustrated with it. To me, though, at the end of the day, calling that quarterback sneak 6 times and only getting it 2 times in those situations, and it costing you, they botched 2-point conversions, and then put themselves in a situation where they depended on the ref to get the spot right to get it, and then also not changing your pass protection on that play where Josh Allen threw the ball up for grabs on 4th down and Kincaid almost came down with it. I don't understand how a professional team doesn't change their pass protection so that the defense coordinator can.
Coaching.
Yes.
I've said it all along. Okay. McDermott and Buffalo's coaching staff, in situations where they should have won, have made questionable calls that prevented them from getting that done. Okay. Why James Cook wasn't in
Okay.
on one of those 6 fourth down plays?
Yeah, why run? I mean, that's my
Beyond
question.
me.
Why run the quarterback sneak when you've got a great running back behind you and run it for the first down, as opposed to trying to get Josh across the line to gain 3 or 4 times? Come on, give me a break.
Why not run play action where you get Josh
All the
Allen
way
out to
back
the
to
outside
13
and he
seconds
can
of
throw it to an
until
open guy
now.
or he can run forward for a first down. I mean, I don't understand why you put all your eggs in that basket.
Yeah.
That
How about
shuffle.
RPO?
I'll simplify it even one step further. If you're going to do a quarterback
So,
sneak,
Here
run
was
to the
wide
right.
open on the
I mean, every quarterback sneak was
Yeah,
to the
they
left.
know you're going to run to the left to begin with, Wayne, because that's what he does.
Yeah, go to the right. Fake
Hey,
him out.
when Shaquille curled back,
What is he, Derek Zoolander? He can
hey,
only
when
go one
Shaquille went
way.
in motion, he curled back.
Mhm.
Come on.
I'm saying when Shaquille went in motion and then he turned back, all Josh Allen had to do was turn left and dude was wide open. There was
He
yeah,
never
he wouldn't have got
gotten
the
that
first
ball
down on
out.
that play. He wouldn't have got the first down on that play. There's no way. That happens in a split second. That was like Spags hid that, and sure, coaching could have been better. A few things. One, I don't think a lot of people forget 17 years of misery. So I'll take going to the AFC.
Right.
Like, I play with house money anytime his team's in the playoffs,
Yeah.
guys. Let's be brutally honest. I'm totally okay. McDermott lost against arguably probably one of the greatest head coaches in the history, right?
Oh,
He can't get over that hump. Like, Andy Reid is going to go down top 5 at least ever. And Spags, for whatever reason, just has that defense dialed up.
Yep.
Really good. So,
let
yes,
me
coaching, but
hey,
it's not like
hey,
he lost
John, can
against
I
some
inter-
schmuck.
Hey, John, can I interject something
Please.
really quick?
Yes, sir.
Could McDermott's lack of success against the Chiefs have anything to do with the fact that he's a disciple of Andy Reid? Do you think that Andy Reid might be able to figure out what the hell Sean McDermott is doing half the time he's doing it?
I would say that plays a part, but like pull back,
That's a
like,
huge
and I know
part.
it doesn't matter, like, you know, it doesn't affect the price of rice in China, right? But they lose all the time in the playoffs. They pretty much win all the time in the regular season. So it's not like it's Andy Reid gets Sean McDermott's number in the big stage. So
Right.
why wouldn't Andy Reid do the same
Because
thing
he's
during the regular
saving-
season?
because
As
he's
he hides
saving it
it
for when-
until the playoffs? I don't know.
When it matters. I mean, Andy
Yeah,
going to
but
show
that
everything
game
in the regular
mattered.
season
Yeah.
against teams that
That game mattered in
he's not
Buffalo.
going to show
and Buffalo had a chance to win.
everything in the regular season that he might use in the playoffs.
Right.
Go ahead, Derek.
You know
What are you
what
going to
I'm
say?
saying?
But
Go ahead, Derek.
Buffalo Kansas City needed that game because it ended up being that Buffalo lost the game later to the Rams and they didn't get home field advantage. But that game could have dictated home field advantage. It's very likely that Kansas City could have been playing in Buffalo because they lost that game. I don't think Andy Reid's going to be like, I don't need this game. I'm going to save it for the postseason. He wanted home field. They tried to win that game and they didn't do it.
Yeah, and they went from that high of beating Kansas City and then turning around and losing to the Rams, which they shouldn't have. You know?
Well, yeah, but did you watch that game? That was just horrible defense.
Roger.
That was a fun game.
Hey, I'm in the
Like,
middle of something. Can I call
That
you back?
was total offensive domination. But
Okay, thanks.
yeah,
Bye.
whatever. I don't care. Anyways, I'm not watching the Super Bowl. First time in 30 plus years, I'm not going to turn it
Well,
on.
because we don't care about who wins or who loses that game because we hate both freaking teams. We hate Philly because we're fans, and we hate KC because
I don't hate the Eagles.
I got parlays and other monetary involvement in the Super Bowl, so I guess I will be watching.
I'll watch
I'm
for
gonna
the
watch the game.
commercials.
I don't ever miss a Super Bowl. I'm gonna watch that game.
yeah, I'm probably
Well, I'm
going to watch
watching
it.
too because you know what? I gotta be there.
What, Elliot?
For when Kansas City doesn't three-peat.
Yeah. You know what? I mean,
If I see they're going to win
I
the
won't
game,
get the satisfaction of watching them not hoist the Super Bowl trophy this year. Go Jalen, go Eagles, Saquon, bust them up, yo. That's what I'm talking about. Fly,
Fly
Eagles,
birds fly, right, Elliot?
I'll say this:
Man, you guys are more dedicated than me. I care
if the
less.
Chiefs are winning at the 2-minute warning, it's clear they're going to win.
Well,
Then I'll turn it on.
Hey, John,
The
you know
only
why?
way
Hey, John,
the
you know why?
NFL gets a
John,
message
you know why?
is if people shut the stupid game
John,
off.
you know why?
That's the only way, or else we are addicted and we can't.
I'm not surprised, dude, because every sport where you root for a team, when your team is out, you shut down. You shut it down. You don't even want to talk about the sport no more.
No?
No.
Oh yeah, dude.
Okay,
Yeah,
moving on.
yeah. Well, priorities in my life right now are not sports. Like it's like whatever. It doesn't affect whether these guys win or lose. Does it affect my life at all? Do I get paid if any of my teams win?
Well, I can't say that.
So the interest that I have in my team, I'm just whatever. If they're in it, they're in it. If they're not, they're not. Whatever. I don't want to see rigged games, man. Like if I'm watching the WWE, that's one thing, but I'm not watching the WWE.
Royal Rumble was
watching professional sports, and I don't know.
Just watching as a fan is very frustrating. If your team's
you're
not
watching
in
a
it,
professional sport that's being run by crooked billionaires. You watching a sport that's being run by crooked billionaires, Joe. Come on now. Think about it.
But we love it, Elliot.
What sport isn't being run by crooked billionaires?
Correct.
Yeah, that's any sport.
I mean, that's any sport.
I think the only sport you can't. I think the only sport of the four sports, I think the only one you can rig is hockey. How do you rig hockey?
I don't know about that.
I mean, seriously, tell me.
Tap the brakes on that one.
Of how hockey games have been rigged before by the refs.
Yeah, I can't see hockey being rigged either because I mean it's just
I'll wait. Nobody.
Just the way the game is played itself, it's hard. We lost John.
I'll throw baseball in there as well because baseball is unpredictable. The best team doesn't always win the World Series or even gets close to the World Series. So the team that's hot, just like in hockey, with the goalie standing on their head,
I think
team
Joe West robbed Galarraga of that perfect game all those years ago. Because Joe West is an idiot. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's a whole different issue.
Look how many games that Angel Hernandez influenced.
Oh my God, Angel Hernandez, good grief. The worst.
Yeah, he's one of the worst.
There was a meme that Ken posted on Twitter earlier this week about the lineup for the Indians back in the 90s.
Mm-hmm. That was a murderer's row.
I mean, it was murderer's row. It was probably the best. I mean, again, it was probably the best lineup the Indians had in 50 years. And they just couldn't get past the Braves or the Marlins in the World Series. But it was just a shame they couldn't win one. I don't think that was rigged. But, I mean, it's just a shame. Welcome back, John.
Dude. That was the weirdest thing ever. I sat there for about 5 minutes after my rant, and no one said anything. I was like, dude,
you got a speakless, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way I shut everyone up. There's no way.
Hey, John was living out of fantasy. John was living out of fantasy. He shut everybody up.
Dude, I was scared.
This was the last word.
I said go Oilers, and I was like, oh man, do they hate hockey now or something? What happened?
Where's Ron? He said he'd come up. That's all right. Anyway.
So now I'm on my phone because
hockey. I think the only thing I'm sure about hockey this season is that the Maple Leafs still suck, and the Rangers ain't winning no President's Cup this year.
Well, the Maple Leafs are in second place.
Yeah, Leafs beat the Oilers last night, so I mean,
those two guarantees right there.
Well, it's pretty sad when, to be honest, it's pretty sad when where is it? Hang on a second. I had a place for it. Where'd it go? There it goes.
Hey, didn't the Islanders beat the Lightning last night in overtime?
No, Lightning won. Anyway, it's the fact that the Winnipeg Jets.
I'm gonna go back and check that.
The Winnipeg Jets are the best team in the NHL right now.
Dude, they're an amazing team. They've got the best goalie in the league. I mean,
well, shit, they were like 85-0 to start the season, right?
pretty much.
Did they win the first 13, 14 games of the season?
They've been coming on for the last 2 or 3 years. I mean, this is the climax of it, I guess. So.
Hey, I'm just satisfied Detroit's on a 5-game winning streak. I watched them take out Calgary last night 2-1.
Appreciate that. They beat us the other night, though. So, yeah, not good, but good for Detroit.
Yeah, well, I mean, Detroit's still out of the wild card right now, but
1 point, actually 2 points out of the wild card position.
Correct. Yeah, they're 2 points out of the wild card behind the Blue Jackets and my Lightning, which they're not playing very well. Which
Chicago beat them, and that's
oh, that's terrible. Yeah. When Chicago beats us, and like, oh my God, are you freaking kidding me?
Dude, the Islanders beat the Lightning last night.
Was it the Islanders? I was thinking maybe we called the game before that, but yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, the Lightning are not living up to their potential at this point. I mean, so yeah, they lost in overtime last night. You're right, Elliot. They did. So, but I mean, we're gonna get into the hockey season here after next week. So, and then of course, pitchers and catchers are gonna report the end of the month. So we're gonna get into baseball. I know John loves baseball.
Hey, dude, so far our off season has been okay, man. I mean,
the Blue Jays.
Yeah, they've actually done stuff.
We got Max Scherzer.
Scherzer on a 1-year
we got
deal.
Scherzer and we got Santander, right? So
yeah, Santander. Yeah,
that's
Aren't you
not
guys getting rid of Vlad?
They need to sign Vlad. Then their off season has been fantastic, but they're not getting along apparently with Vlad too well. So I don't know. Whatever. The problem with the Jays fans is they always thought they had a shot at Ohtani, and they didn't. And then they thought they had a shot at Buddy Boyd this year. They didn't. And if you accept that they don't have shots at the big name guys, enjoy the offseason. Don't stress.
Yeah, I mean, the Dodgers have cornered the market on big time signings with Ohtani and now this other Japanese kid that came in. Sasaki. Yeah, him. And so
I'm telling you, man, they're going to be serving sushi and fried rice at Dodger Stadium.
Right. But the Dodgers are the Yankees of the 90s. I'm just saying right now. Okay. That's what they're trying to be. The Yankees of the 90s when they were, the Yankees put all stops out and bought whoever they wanted to buy at whatever cost it cost them. So, whatever it is.
Well, that was Rich Steinberger complaining.
What, Elliot? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Derek. What?
I was just going to say that was Rich Steinberger complaining that that the Dodgers are spending too much money and it's ruining baseball. I'm like, of all the people to be complaining.
Yeah, right.
I mean, has Rich met his dad? Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Yeah, this is the world's smallest violin for Yankee fans.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Yeah, I feel horrible for them.
You know why Hal Steinbrenner is saying the things he's saying?
Why?
Because he ain't got the big iron coconuts his dad had to go out and build it.
You are correct, sir. Yes, he is not his dad. That's for darn sure.
His dad had elephantitis of the nuts. Okay. and this dude couldn't fit his in a freaking peanut shell. That's why the Yankees are where they are today.
And Elliott still wants Aaron Boone fired. So
He ain't
that's
got the
another thing.
backbone to get rid of Cashman. He ain't got the backbone to get rid of Boone. I'm telling you, dude, the guy is soft. The wrong one chose to pass. The wrong one chose to pass away. It should have been him, not Hank.
Yeah, well, let me just say this, Elliot. The remainder members of this panel don't give a shit about the Yankees, and they want.
I know you don't.
And we
I know you.
we love to see the Yankees in disarray and enjoy their misery.
But everybody else in this panel, okay, aside from you, knows what winning is all about. Except for, no, John had the Raptors and
Raptors?
These days,
Have you seen the NBA records and the Raptors? Come on.
I'm talking about they recently
Mhm.
won it.
And he turned
John's
the hat.
wearing the
Wearing
Raptors
the
hat. I'm
hat,
impressed.
wearing
All right.
Raptors have won a championship more recently than Cleveland.
I'll always have 2018, man.
And I'll always have 2016.
We'll always
John,
have
so it's all
Paris.
good.
Yeah.
And Scott will always have 1957.
Ouch.
That would be 1964. Thank you very much.
Dude, all I
I'm
want for my
sorry.
teams is one before I die. Like, I don't need, like, that's the thing. Like, the Raptors won. I don't need the Raptors to ever win again.
You just want the
need
Bills to win. You just want
if
the
the Bills
Bills.
win one, I'll watch cricket for the next 40 years of my life. I don't care. just one. That's it.
That's great.
We need to find you a rugby team.
I know, right?
Something like Man U or something. I don't know, like something that something to jump on the bandwagon with. Something that wins all the time. So I know what
Oh
it's
my
like.
God, this is hilarious.
You can become a Chiefs.
Kansas City.
You can become a Chiefs fan. They
Yeah.
win all the time.
I like it. Let's do it. Chiefs.
Hey,
I
you
love Mahomes.
Can't
You
beat
can
them,
become
join
a
them.
Chiefs fan.
I'm
As a Chiefs
Swiftie.
fan, you come fully equipped with cheating refs.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, Derek, that'd be like me rooting for the Ravens. Ain't gonna happen. Sorry.
Cheat Pete. Did Jim Nantz actually make that slip out of his mouth at the end of the game? Cheat Pete.
Mhm.
I think he was supposed to say Chiefs Pete.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he's
He
like
said
Cheat
Chiefs
Pete.
Pete. Yeah.
Cheat beat.
Freudian slip.
Freudian
Fox
slip. Exactly.
executive going, no.
There's a video meme on Facebook, and these two guys are fighting over an inner tube. We all know what an inner
Yes.
tube is.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Two guys are fighting over an inner tube. It says Lakers need a bucket to win the game. Luka, Doncic, and LeBron. That's what they're doing.
Mm.
Fighting
Wow.
over the inner tube.
Okay.
Fighting over basketball. I'm telling you, the ego is going to be.
Well,
a
LeBron
problem,
doesn't like to
man.
take the
think-
last shot, so I think it'll work fine. He always passes up the big
I
shot.
think AD. See, the reason it worked a little bit with AD is because AD doesn't really come off as a person with an ego. But Doncic thinks his shit don't stink, just
Yeah.
like LeBron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, plus
The-
AD
the-
was complaining that he wanted a actual center, and so he could go back to the 4 spot as opposed to playing the 5 spot. So that might have had something to do with the trade as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. Because they got other guys that can play down there. Down
The only
low,
thing that Luka's
like Gaffer.
not going to get is that Supermax contract now. So
Right. I mean, I did see that.
Oh, no,
Ken,
he
where
can't.
now that he's going, he had like a $342 million option with that Supermax contract with the
Mhm.
Mavericks. And now that he's
It's
gone,
traded.
now that he's been
It's
traded,
done.
that Supermax contract is no longer in
That's
in
right.
his future.
I have a question for John,
Yes, sir.
and it's getting back to hockey.
Hack.
What do you think of this 4 Nations tournament taking the place of the All-Star game?
Man.
Waste
Like-
of time.
Who?
4 Nations tournament:
It's
United States,
Well,
Canada,
14?
Sweden, and Finland.
dude, think what you want about Russia, but any hockey competition without Russia in it,
Waste of time.
a waste of time.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Oh, you won the 4 nations. Okay, great. What about all the other players that are from different countries? Like, they don't count for anything? Like, it's just stupid, man. Whatever.
What is that, All-Star Weekend, Ken?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not having All-Star weekend. They're having the 4 Nations tournament.
But and not having Russia involved is,
Right.
I mean, granted,
Well,
there's
Russia's not involved in anything
Right.
anymore.
I think there's political motivation behind that, Ken. I
100%.
understand that.
Could be.
Yeah.
And what
I think.
for?
I mean, Russia has more of a case against being in this than the U.S. does because Russia's got much better players than the U.S. does. Number one
Yeah.
but there's politics involved.
No. See,
yeah.
this is the 4 or 5 countries: Canada, U.S., Russia, Sweden, and Finland. That's
Right.
pretty much the upper echelon. Everyone else kind of plays for scraps. So this is weird to have do an
Well,
Olympic, but They won't be in the Olympics. Like it's dumb, dude. Whatever.
Dear Leon Draisaitl, close your ears.
Yeah,
Right, I mean,
Germany's coming
German
on.
team.
The NHL All-Star Game should be West versus East. End of story. Period.
Bob's your uncle. Absolutely. Yeah.
The Western
Well, you
Conference
see what
against
they
the
did with
Eastern
the NBA.
Conference, and that's it. That's end of story.
You see what they've done with the NBA All-Star Week, right? All-Star Weekend. They've changed it into 4
No,
different
you can't.
teams. with,
Come on, Eastern
100
Conference
guys on
versus
each side.
Western Conference. That's what any All-Star game should be. Whether it's
No, whose fault is it's the players because they don't show up to play. So the NBA had to start tinkering and coming up with different ideas.
but that's the NBA's fault. It's not our fault. Come on.
Nobody watches the NBA All-Star Game anymore anyway.
We don't run the NBA; they do. What are we supposed to do to change that?
Right.
Not a
I mean,
goddamn
the NBA All-Star Game is as popular as the NFL Pro Bowl. Give me a break. Get out of here.
The only All-Star game that really has any action in it and the players play would be the Major League Baseball.
Yeah,
Baseball,
I mean,
yeah.
exactly.
Hey, what happened to putting the Pro Bowl after
I know,
the
right?
Super Bowl? What happened?
We used to.
Yeah, we don't need. If you're worried about somebody, do it
Put
after
the
Super
Pro
Bowl.
Bowl back in Hawaii and
They
make it the AFC versus NFC. That's all that matters.
Mm-hmm. And they
That
have a
way-
stadium play in there.
That way, Super Bowl players can play. All teams are involved. Derek doesn't like it.
If I were an agent for these players, I wouldn't allow them to play in the Pro Bowl. There's absolutely no upside to playing in the tear your ACL. You can tear
Well,
your Achilles.
JJ Watt came out and said it's a participation bowl is basically what it is now because you got guys that are 10 deep on in the roster that are playing these games and not the big guys. You know what I'm saying?
Right now they're only playing touch football, so
Yeah, they're playing
Big
flag
deal.
football. Yeah.
flag football. Big deal.
I got a great idea. Just scrap it all together.
What?
Well, I'll say
Just
this.
scrap it all together.
The only thing is
In defense of Finland, I'm very sorry to hear, but I mean to tell them, but Miro Heiskanen got injured the other day. It was a pretty deliberate hit too, and he will miss the Four Nations tournament, so he will not get to play.
Speaking of Finland, that was a pretty big trade for Colorado and Carolina.
Yep.
That was huge. That's the equivalent of Luka Doncic for like AD in NHL terms. So
Yeah, I was shocked by that trade myself.
I'll take your word.
Yeah, I was shocked by that trade myself, the NHL trade.
Yep. That's big, man. That's big.
I'll take y'all's word for it. Hockey don't start till April for me.
That's all I got left, man. I'm so deprived now. I'm sad. I need counseling.
It's like it's tough to watch all these regular seasons. You know what I mean?
As far as sports are concerned,
you have counseling. You've got counseling. You've got a wonderful counselor. Remember?
Yeah, I mean,
amen, brother. Amen.
My focus after Super Bowl
I
is
see
going
how
to be.
you sucked that in, Ken. Very well. Very good. Sir. Very good.
Yeah, my focus after the Super Bowl is going to be on Daytona.
Bible study sounds good.
No.
Let's do it.
Daytona 500.
Daytona.
Hey, did you guys see Angel Reese get thrown out of
Yes, I heard
a
about that.
basketball
Yes.
game?
Wow. What stunning news.
Yeah, Daytona, then March Madness, and then the Masters.
Hey, my wife
And then the
bought
draft.
a box of Reese. My wife bought a box of Reese's Puffs, and I wouldn't eat any of them.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Have you seen the commercial at the store? The Angel Reese's Puffs on the shelf, and they keep trying to throw them in the basket, and they don't fall in.
You keep trying to throw it in the shopping cart, and it keeps falling out.
Wow.
Oh, that poor girl, man.
Which goes to show you, I would never eat
Oh,
Angel Reese.
thanks,
Period.
Elliot. Thanks for sharing.
Wow.
Ever.
Wow.
Wow.
I think
Not even for Reese's Puffs.
the funniest commercial I've seen so far lately is that one with McConaughey and Woody Harrelson. Where
I mean, I'm sorry, Ken. Those commercials are so stupid.
That commercial.
I mean, come on.
it's
Oh,
hilarious.
that's the one where he's out
In the
rain.
rain, and then the clothes and the
Dude, the best part of that commercial, because I can't stand Matthew McConaughey, is when the damn car
Yes.
splashed him.
Fucking hilarious.
That was just
All right.
It's hysterical.
All right, so, let me just bring this
Brett,
up.
apparently it is true. It appears official.
what? What's official?
Uh-oh.
What's
What?
official?
And we're frozen again.
You're frozen, Ken? Come on.
Oh,
I want to know what's
What happened to me,
official.
man?
No, well, it's unfrozen now. I was referring to Brett's question. He
What's
was wondering
official?
about Chip Kelly going to Las Vegas.
Yes, Chip Kelly is going
Apparently
to the
it is
Raiders.
official.
Yeah, he's going to be the OC.
Yeah, Chip Kelly's coming from Ohio State to the Raiders as their offensive coordinator. So the Buckeyes have to replace their defensive coordinator and their offensive coordinator after winning the national championship. So
Good hire by Las Vegas. I think bring Darrell Bevel back and bring the band back together was a bad idea. I think I think Pete Carroll needs to reinvent how his offense looked at the end in Seattle, and Chip Kelly should be able to help do that.
hey, what do you guys think? Do you think Russell Wilson on the off chance ends up?
he says he's focused on Pittsburgh, so I don't know.
Yeah, but if Pittsburgh focused on him,
Yeah, but
I wouldn't
That's a good question.
Focused on him, right?
I wouldn't put any folding money on it.
Are they going to get rid of? Are they going to get rid of Russell
I mean,
in favor of Justin Fields? That's the question.
They got to think long term. You know what I'm saying? And Russell Wilson's not really.
No, and you know what? Justin Fields may be the answer for the Pittsburgh Steelers at quarterback.
No, he's not. He's not. No, stop.
They need a running game.
Oh, I got Derek going, didn't I? Holy shit!
Derek is right in on that, man.
Boy, that riled up Derek.
I'm so sick of hearing about Justin Fields. That is not an NFL quarterback. I'm sorry. He is not an NFL quarterback. There's no reason anybody should build a team around him.
I apologize, Derek. I forgot you were on the broadcast.
Boy, you know, and if I know how to rile up Derek. I mean, we can just say Justin Fields, and he goes crazy.
Justin Fields, a starting NFL quarterback. Yeah, that'll do it.
Wow.
There's lots of times last year he looked more like Debbie Fields.
He's never looked like an NFL quarterback.
Hey, Derek, where do you think Sam Darnold's going to wind up?
I mean, does he end up with the Rams?
What?
Because I've heard that Matthew Stafford that they might not bring him back, and he would have run, the same offensive system up in Minnesota with what they run up there. I don't know if Matthew Stafford's going to be back there. That's an interesting question on where he's going to be.
He's contemplating
he's
retirement
considering
as well.
retiring.
So, yeah, he's contemplating retirement. So,
Right.
and maybe it's because they're deciding whether they want to bring him back or not. So it might be a mutual parting other ways.
Right.
And so then Sam Darnold would be a good bridge quarterback because he's run the system with O'Connell running the same thing up in Minnesota. And I think Minnesota might have re-signed him, but once he lost that game to Detroit and lost the wild card game in Los Angeles, I think they're going to go with their rookie.
So JJ McCarthy might be the guy going forward.
Oh, it looks like
yes, I think so.
Unless they pick somebody else up.
Well, Darnold losing the game at Detroit, that's one thing, but totally, spitting a bit in the playoff game, that was the crusher.
Right.
That
He got
was
sacked
the
9 times in that game. He just had no.
Well, come on, they scored 18 points combined in the last 2 games.
Yeah,
That ain't gonna
he
get
looked
you no
horrible in the
contract.
last 2 games. Yeah, all the
Well, you know what? It's like they say, karma has a tendency of coming back around and messing with people. That little premature locker room celebration where they were.
Derek, let me
jumping in
ask you
the
this
water
question.
and all that.
Let me ask you this, Derek. Was he exposed as far as how he acted I mean, he's not ready for prime time in those two games. Was Sam Darnold revealed for what he really is?
I think. I mean, you look at Baker Mayfield. You could say the same thing about him. I mean, he didn't have a good playoff game against Washington. I mean, anytime you take a quarterback who was a bust on his first stop and you're trying to remake him in a second stop, there's always questions. And so then whenever he has a bad game, it's like, oh, well, we knew who he was. I don't hear anybody saying that Baker Mayfield can't play, that Tampa should, get rid of him. I think the issue in Minnesota is they drafted a quarterback in the top 10. Baker Mayfield doesn't have somebody like that waiting behind them. So
right.
I think Darnold, you can build around him, but you have to have a quarterback friendly system with good skill position players. He's not a guy that you can build a team around and he's going to make everybody on the team around him better. He's a guy that's got to be in a system with the right supporting cast running the right
and
system.
having Sean McVay as his head coach would probably be a benefit to him as well.
Exactly. And
Sure.
I don't think Sean McVay.
Plus, he's from Southern California, so he's going home. So
Yeah, he'd be right back in his neighborhood.
Right. And I don't think McVay's looking to build around him for the next 10 years either, but McVay doesn't also want to, be in a 3 or 5 year rebuilding project. And so if he can bring Darnold in there to hold down the fort with the other skill position players he has, I mean, that's something they could look at until they can find the long-term solution.
All right, but let me ask you, let me get you with this. The fast forward to the draft. What are your thoughts on the two top quarterbacks in this draft, Shedeur Sanders and the kid from Miami? I mean, what are your feelings, guys? Cam Ward. Thank you, Wayne.
I mean, I'll be honest. I haven't watched a lot of Cam Ward tape. I mean, I know what the scouts are saying about him, that he's a top 5 pick. Shedeur Sanders, I'm more familiar with. I don't like his attitude. I don't like how he was blaming offensive linemen for losses there. I don't think that's going to fly. And I think if he thinks he's going to go into an NFL locker room with adults and that they're going to put up with what he's got a lot of maturing to do. If he goes in with the same attitude that he has at Colorado, I think that's the problem with him. It's all the other stuff. I mean, as far as playing football, he's fantastic. I mean, he's got good mobility. He's got a good arm. He can make the throws. I don't think it's a talent question. I think it's a question of how he fits in to an NFL locker room.
So it's a personality question, is what you're saying.
I think so, because I mean, you go into an NFL locker room and you start blaming your linemen for you not playing well. You start blaming your receivers for not catching the ball. You start blaming your defense because they gave up too many points. That's not going to sit well with guys that have been in the league for 5 or 10 years and are established people. So
right, and my fear is that the Browns are going to take him. That's my fear. I don't like the kid. And you know what? And it's because of the influence of his dad. I'm just. Because Dion is a me person. He's all about his image. He's all about his promotions. He may be a good coach, but I think Shedeur Sanders is the wrong fit for the Browns.
That's not true. That's not.
Come on, Elliot. What?
That's not true. Back up. Rewind. You're describing the old Deion Sanders really well. But if the old Deion Sanders was still that Deion Sanders, he would have been bolting to the NFL to make as much money as he possibly can, not choosing to.
He would have taken the Cowboys job.
Teach kids. I'm just saying, teaching kids, helping kids develop. You know what I'm saying? He ain't bolting off nowhere and leaving those kids behind. And I got to give him credit for that. Because that's not.
Yeah, and I tend to agree with you, but I'm concerned about Shedeur. I think his ego and I think his personality is not a good mix in the NFL.
I think his personality is the way it is because he's too close to his father all the time. Put him out in the jungle on his own, all right? Let him mingle with the beasts out in the wild, and let's see what comes out on the other side. And that's what's going to happen. Whatever
he's a 21, 22-year-old kid. I mean, people mature, as they get older. I'm not saying that he can't do well in the NFL. I'm not saying that his attitude can't change. But I think if you're a team that's going to give him a big contract and build your team around him, you have to figure out how he's going to fit into the locker room there. And, with Dion having a me-first attitude as a corner in the league is one thing. That's not a bad trait necessarily to have there, but at quarterback, I mean, that's a part where you have to manage personalities and you have to sit there and be above the fray sometimes and put the team before yourself.
And that's how. And in Shador standards, that's where he has to excel. Is because of he needs to be a leader. And right now, I don't think he's mature enough to be a leader. I'm just saying.
Who does he think he is? Zach Wilson?
Oh, shut up.
Hey, before we get out of here, what about Cam Newton's incredible words that he would never trade his MVP for a title?
I mean, is Cam really still a thing? Are we still doing this with Cam Newton? I mean, come on.
He's on First Take every Thursday and Friday.
I mean, people just, the media needs to just drop this man off and say, go do what you want to do and leave us.
Actually, he's a pretty deep individual, and he comes up with some stuff sometimes that it makes you go back to
He's a fucking nut job. Come on, Elliot. Okay. He's Rogers in a different skin tone. Give me a break. God. I mean, I'm so tired of Cam Newton talking shit and talking about how he would be this and how he would be that, how he deserves to be a Hall of Famer, how he would have done it this way. And I mean, come on, get out of here.
Now, you know what? He wouldn't have to worry about trading for a Super Bowl trophy if he wasn't afraid of going after a loser.
There you go. I love it.
He was never the same after that. He was never looked like the same after
that. He wasn't.
Nah. And that shitty press conference he did, he was never the same after that either. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying everybody evolves. And these days, I mean, I watch him on First Take. And yeah, he sometimes says some outlandish shit. But who doesn't?
Well, First Take is the place to say it. That's for sure.
Well, First Take, Get Up, all that, but Pat McAfee, all these freaking shows. Okay, it's the same damn thing. But Cam's got knowledge, dude. I mean, he is a quarterback. He is an former NFL MVP. He was good at what he did until that Super Bowl, because again, he was never the same after that game. But I mean, his attire and his style leave a lot to be desired. You know what I'm saying? With the freaking
not that, but his freaking hair as well. I mean, come on, dude. What are you doing with your freaking?
Yeah, that's a personal choice right there.
I'm not going to trash nobody for what they want to look like or be like. You know what I'm saying? Unless they're orange with blonde hair. You know what I'm saying? But other than that,
yes, folks, he brought up that guy. Go ahead, Elliot.
Oh, big shout out to your government for having a trade war with my country.
Oh,
yeah, you're slapping tariffs on you guys? Justin comes up and goes, well, we'll put tariffs on you guys. We're going to show you.
John.
There goes our Crown Royal and Fireball.
John, just to set the record straight,
this
is not my government.
Yeah, and John, just to be honest,
okay.
There are plenty of provinces out there that are going to remove American alcohol from their shelves.
Oh, that'll teach
too.
That'll teach you guys.
No more Miller Lite for you guys.
Oh yeah, look out! Here comes the Canadians taking away the Crown Royal.
And Fireball.
It's so stupid. It's the dumbest thing, man. Like, whatever. All governments can kick rocks, man. Every single one.
I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. All right, we're going to close it up. Anybody else have something want to talk about, or we're going to get the hell out of here?
Does that mean I can't get Canadian Mist anymore?
Nothing. I can't help it anymore. Sorry,
No.
Sorry, A.
Hey, you can.
No more LeBrons.
Hey, you can. Wayne, you can.
There you go.
Not no, but hell no.
Canadian Mist. Oh my God! You can get it at the liquor store for $10 for God's sake. Anyway,
so stupid, so dumb.
I did have one more Tim Hortons coffee today. So.
Well, that's going to cost you an extra 25%, Ken. Sorry.
I know.
Sorry, A.
I know.
I'm sorry there, A.
So instead of $1.50, Ken, it'll be $3.50 by the time you get back there. Anyway.
Hell, that's all coffee.
I know, right?
Yeah, our dollar has completely tanked. One US dollar is now worth $1.47 or something like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or no, 147 for a US to get 1 Canadian.
Yes.
It's like,
Dang.
we're done. We're so finished, and everyone's just like, "Oh, we'll just stop the alcohol. We're gonna fix it by stopping the alcohol."
It's start a revolution.
I was in Prince Edward Island over New Year's. Fantastic buying lobster and oysters up there.
Oh, what, Derek, go ahead. What'd you say, Derek?
I was saying I was in Prince Edward Island over New Year's, and it was just amazing being able to pay for lobster and oysters up there with the credit card and getting the exchange rate on that.
You're welcome.
It's cheap in Canada, isn't it, Wayne? Isn't it?
It's great. It's great if you're an American visiting.
Plentiful.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look at it this way. I mean, it's Canada now, but what is the name going to change to when the whole entire country becomes the 51st state?
That's what I'm saying. What do we?
I'm just saying.
2.0. I don't know. What do we call it? I'm,
I hope not to live that long, Wayne.
What'd you say?
I hope not to live that long.
Yeah, same here.
We're gonna invade Greenland, and we're gonna take the Panama Canal back too. So it's all good.
That's right.
Anyway,
And we're
with all that being said, I want to thank everybody that showed up tonight to watch us. We'll be back again next Sunday. However, we'll probably have an early show because it's the Super Bowl. So we'll do a Super Bowl preview show. I want to say 4 or 5 p.m. Eastern time because the game starts at like 6:30 or 7, whatever time it starts. But we'll get with the crowd here, and we'll figure out a time frame as far as next Sunday is concerned.
So you want to talk about a game you're not going to watch?
Yes, that's
Right.
correct.
Okay,
Yes,
got it. Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
yeah. And Derek, you are more than welcome to join us to talk about a game we're not all going to watch. Yes, you're more than
We'll
welcome.
be taking bets in the puppy bowl.
Oh, hey, you know what? I'm watching the damn game.
I'll be watching it.
Because you got money on it, Elliot. That's why.
Dude, I got money. I've got determination if we're going to watch the Eagles lose. And I want to see Saquon Barkley win the Super Bowl on his birthday to give a big FU to the New York Giants.
There it is. There's the rub. There you go.
Football
I'm watching. There's no
Football
money on it.
Giants, yeah.
Just pure, unexpurgated hatred on my part. I'm watching just for the hatred.
I'm watching for the anti-chief in me.
Same here. That hatred.
Agreed.
All right. We'll be back again next Sunday. We'll figure out the time. We'll let you all know what time we're going to be on. I want to say to the guys, for something that really nothing happened going on except for that big trade today, it was a great show. We had a lot of content. I appreciate you guys for bringing it.
Oh, shit. Didn't I tell you there was 6 people on the screen? We'd have plenty to talk about.
Oh, I know I knew that. Once I saw Derek, I was like, all right, it's on. Here we go.
Is he still stressed out about I don't know what we're going to talk about?
Matter of fact, if we had 6 people on the screen when there's football actually on, they'd probably do a 2-hour show.
That is correct, sir. Yes. All right. On behalf of my co-host, Mr. Elliot Big E Lamba, the producer.
Wait a second. You know what today was?
What was today?
It was our preseason for all the Sundays we're not going to have football for after next week.
That's a good point, Elliot.
Preseason,
Right.
And the fact we had more people on the panel than we had people watching. So.
That's
Hey,
okay.
We're on Instagram now.
Yeah, that's all right.
My family made it in.
Yeah,
I saw
they
that.
did. Yeah, they did. They did. You're right, Wayne. They did.
My family
Anyway.
made it
In
in.
and out,
Yeah, we're gonna get the hell out of here. I want to thank my co-host, Elliot Big E, the producer, Wayne, the Professor Lynch, Mr. John Olson. Dave's not here. Ken Koslow, and our guest, of course, Derek Laughlin. I want to thank all you guys for being here and having a great show. With that being said, we will be back next Sunday at a time to be determined. With that being said,
TBD.
Elliot, play the outro.
well, bye.
Thank you once again, Red Nation, for spending part, if not all of your evening with us here for this latest episode of the Sports Nerd Show. Please keep in mind that we do this on a regular basis every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday night. And since each year's
Really
start
a
time
Jim
is
Dean
different,
showing
please
up.
check on our Instagram group page and Facebook for the correct time. So until the next time we come together, Nerd Nation, on behalf of the Sports Nerd and his co-hosts, Ken Costco, John Olson, Wayne Lynch, and me, Big E, may your lives be filled with all the best sports action anyone human can handle, as well as all the joy it can possibly bring you. And with all that said, good night, Nerd Nation, as the time has come to say we are out.
Ugh.
Come on now. Get out of here.